Welcome back to Inside the Glass, our second segment. We will be joined by Phantoms head coach Brad Patterson after a word from our sponsor, VAI. For over 30 years, VAI has helped some of the most recognizable companies improve efficiencies and responsiveness. With a robust suite of applications for financial management, order processing, warehouse management, manufacturing, retail point of sale, and Salesforce automation, VAI delivers solutions that offer tremendous value at a high return on investment. Check out VAI's new mobile applications for proof of delivery, signature capture, and remote order processing. In addition, with VAI's new Health Check performance monitoring dashboards, you can be assured that your company is always operating at peak performance. For more information on solutions from VAI, visit them on the web at www.vai.net. VAI is a proud supporter of the Youngstown Phantoms. And welcome back. We are now joined by Phantoms head coach Brad Patterson. Brad, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
Well, Brad, we're down here at the Ice Zone. Saw you have a pretty fiery, pretty get up and go practice down there today. How did it go?
Yeah, it was good. Actually had some other affiliate players in to skate with us here today and yesterday, and adding some new blood and some more bodies to practice always makes it go well with the extra energy. And obviously this time of the year, the guys are charged up to be at the rink and excited about the weekend.
Well, Brad, any final thoughts about last weekend's games against Green Bay now that you had a chance to take a look at the film?
Yeah, much to what we talked about after the games. There's both of those games can go either way, and that's what you expect when you have two teams that are jockeying for position leading into playoffs. Great club over there in Green Bay, and there's a reason that they're playing very important games as we are, and every other team that's in playoff contention is right now. Very well coached, and put up great fights both nights. Obviously, extremely happy with to come out with a victory on Friday night, and then Saturday could have went either way again, and being a 1-goal game, it's tough to lose that game. And there's I think this week we're putting a lot of emphasis on our special teams. I think that's one of the areas that we struggled with Saturday, but obviously the page kind of gets wiped clean here after each weekend, and you move forward, and we're jumping on the bus here and heading out west, and we got two big games out in Omaha, and want to come back with 4 points.
Yeah, Brad, you mentioned this weekend you're going out to Omaha, and you mentioned the playoff push. Just taking a look at the schedule on paper, just between you and Green Bay, just because you maybe don't have the toughest looking schedule, you only have one team that's in the playoffs right now left on your schedule. Green Bay doesn't have any, but when you look at the quality of the opponents, I mean, you've said it multiple times, there's just really no easy night or off night in this league, is there?
Yeah, and that's the same question you're just asking. I've been asked a few times or something similar to it, and really it really doesn't matter, and you can't stress that enough, that it doesn't matter who you play in the league, whether it's the bottom team or the top team. They're both going to be equally as difficult of a game. So I never look at it as, hey, you're playing a team that on the outside looking in or the inside looking out. I mean, you look at, for instance, last week, Green Bay, it's a great club, and I think they have a above 500 record against every playoff team in the league except probably us. And that just shows the parity in the league and the competition. Omaha has had a great run of late. They've been a hot team, so I expect a huge challenge out there. And then, the following weekend, 3-3, and then back here, it doesn't matter what weekend we're talking about. They're a high-quality opponent, and you need to go into it with that mentality, and, it's going to be a battle.
Where Green Bay has really struggled is their in-conference record. They're only, I think, one game above 500. I think they're 13-12, 1-1 in conference. But, looking at the different record breakdowns, you guys have an awesome record on the road, something like, 15-9 rings about the right bell. What do you think it is that brings out the best of your team while you're on the road?
It's tough to say, but I like to, we talk about team building at the start of the year, and, for us to have a family of 28, and that's players, that's staff, that's whoever's on the road with us, and we've really bought into that. When the guys are on the road, obviously there's no distractions, or distractions are minimal. Not that there's a lot here at home, but it's a little easier to get away and just think about hockey when you're on the road. So that could be part of it. But at the same time, when guys are, you say in sync, or they do everything together. So there's that camaraderie, and maybe jumping on the road right now, and it's a good thing for us.
Yeah, after a month straight at home, maybe getting on the road not necessarily a good thing, but you always want to bring the team closer together when you're getting ready to make that final playoff push, right?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, the more time you can spend together, in my opinion, the better things go, and like I said, the more in sync or the more in tune you could be, and that's what we're keying in on, and we need this weekend.
Looking ahead to Omaha this weekend, Tommy Napier probably going to be in net, and a familiar face that we've seen from Chicago. What do you need to do to kind of get to Napier to bring the W back to Youngstown?
Well, you got to get pucks there first and foremost, and equally as important, you need to get bodies there. He's a big goaltender. He's great on his angles, and if you see it, you're more than likely going to stop it at this level. We talked about the parity a minute ago here with Matt. The goalie parity in this league this year, I think, has been better than maybe any other year that I've been here. You can consistently come off the ice and say, wow, it was a great goaltending battle. It's almost a given. But that being said, like heading out there, you need to get bodies to the paint with that big of a goaltender and that big of a frame, and you need to test them often, early and often, and that's what we're looking to do.
Brad, I spoke with Isaac Berkey, the broadcaster for Omaha, a little bit earlier today, and our fans got to hear it a little bit ago on the show. They said Noah Lalonde is doing great out there, but, really this team struggles to score goals. Is that going to be your main focus there, just kind of keeping the defensive pressure on them?
Well, I think we like to pressure any team we play, whether that's with the puck or without the puck. A big thing of mine is you want to attack. And attack, to most people, that means with the puck. You're trying to get after it and attack to score a goal. In my opinion, you need to do attack in all three zones for 60 minutes. That's defensively taking time and space away, where trying to get that puck back so you can attack. Now, I haven't even looked at their statistics, so him saying that, that's not something that we per se key in on. As we mentioned before, like first and foremost, we need to go out there and play our way. We want to try to dictate that pace, dictate that play. We focus in on the things that we want to do, and then obviously make adjustments to who we're playing or what we're seeing that night.
All right, Brad. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the show this week. Best of luck out in Omaha. Safe travels, and hope you can come back with 4 points.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.